my amazing friends. I'm Jody. Welcome back to This Beaded Life. I'm here today because while I was cleaning up my room, like I'm still not all the way there yet. I want to sort my beads, but you can see it looks a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater back there, not so jumbly and messy. But I had found I have all these Market Fresh mini mixes, little Jesse James beads mini mixes that I bought over, I think like last year, and I made stuff from them. I think I made a bracelet from each one or something. And I'm like, wow, there's still a lot of stuff in here. So I thought, why don't we combine them? Let's see what we can do to combine them, and let's make a really fun memory wire bracelet. So let's go ahead and go to the mat and let's go ahead and make this bracelet. Okay, so some of the things you're gonna probably want. So I have different things. Now you can just go into your stash and find anything maybe that you have partials of that you have purchased in the past, like maybe partial strands, partial little mixes that you combined with some beads that you made yourself, or just find some colors that you're loving right now and some memory wire. So the memory wire that I got, it actually came from a curated bead box. I hardly ever buy memory wire anymore because I get it every month. So I put on a little stopper. These are memory wire caps. I sell them by the little tiny bunches on my Etsy page, and they're really, really nice. All you need is a little E6000. Prior to making one, like if I know that I'm going to go into today and make a memory wire bracelet, I will go early in the morning and I will put the E6000 on the end of my bracelet and put my little memory wire cap on there. And now I have my gold and silver, and I chose silver on this one, even though there's going to be some gold in here. It's going to be a mixed metal fun thing to do. So I have some E6000, and I have a little baggie that I don't mind throwing away. So we're going to use that for the other end. This is all they look like right here. They look like little beads, but they only have a hole in the one end and they're closed on the other, so that you can just have a little cap there. If you don't want to buy anything like that, you can always end your bracelet by making a loop, either inward or outward. A lot of people do that. I do that too, but I just want to show you this option as well. I made a memory wire bracelet not that long ago. I don't know if it hit the mainstream yet, but I have that. Another thing that you're probably going to want is your memory wire cutters. So these are way different. This is such an old pair. I've had these for a long time and they are wonderful. And they have a different cutting system here. If you're not familiar with memory wire, you don't want to use your cutters on them. It will chew up your cutters and you'll be very sad and disappointed. So get yourself a pair of these. They run anywhere from 10 to like 15 bucks. And like I said, I bought this when I first started, like about a year after I started, after I ruined several pliers because I wasn't listening to the person telling me I needed these. And yeah, so now I have them and now I use them quite often. They're also really good for cutting really thick chain. So that's another thing that will ruin your cutters in a heartbeat if you're trying to cut really thick chain. So let's go through this real quick and see what we have going on. So we have the Market Fresh mini mix in orange bell pepper. So we have a lot of tassels. We could do some tassel stuff. We have some orange and some gold in here. Really, really pretty. But what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of separate out our metals, bring those out so that they're sitting here on their own. And we're just going to kind of do one of these numbers. Like our beads are going to go over here and everything else is going to be separated out. And then we have Market Fresh mini mix pink dragon fruit. So again, we have some tassels. I don't know why I don't use these tassels. We have a really cute flower like connector. That's cute. I don't know if we'd end up using that in this. But then here's the beads that we have left, which is not very many. We used a ton of these beads. But again, I'm just sorting out the metal and just bringing the pink over here to a pile. All right, so we got that one. Next one is this white tiger one. I think when I bought like a mystery bag, I ended up getting this one. I don't know. This one's not really a fan. I'm not a fan of this one. I don't know like how much we'll end up using in it. I don't really know. Like I just really don't like this one very much. I know that's terrible to say, but it's just not my thing. But we're gonna just leave it out in case we need something from it, okay? And if not, I'm probably gonna put this in my Jesse James bead soup because there's no sense in me keeping it like this. I don't really use it. And these are black on the inside, and I'm not trying to use anything really black today. I'm trying to stay with some really pretty bright colors. So we're just gonna set that one aside. All right, then we have Market Fresh Blueberry Pie, which again, we have a lot of stuff in here. More tassels. You know, I don't know what I have against tassels, guys. There's like only one bead cap in there, which if we don't use it, we'll put that in our bead soup too. All right, then we have the Market Fresh Mini Mix in Swiss Chard. We have a couple tassels. Oh, we have this cute little dragonfly link, which I don't know if we'll end up using, but it's cute. We have a metal bead, and we've got some pretty beads here. And whatever I have left out of all of this today, I will put in my bead soup for Jesse James beads. And now we have some browns. I don't think we're gonna use those black. We have some little leaves, which I don't know if we'll end up using those either. We have those, a couple little tiny like clear seed beads there. Put those over here. All right. So now we have all of our mini mixes, and notice that I did not cut this. This is a full like spool. The reason I didn't cut it because I don't know how big we're going to be making it. It's going to depend on what we use in here. So I'm not cutting it the whole thing until I'm ready to say, okay, we're done. Now I can cut this. So let's go ahead and start beading. So the first thing I want to do is I really would like to end my bracelet with one of these cute little flowery pieces here. And I think maybe we'll just kind of go with color, like go by color and maybe try to do a full line around with color. But we'll see how it ends up working out. So again, we're gonna have some mixed metal, which will be really, really cute. All right, so now that we started with that little guy, let's go ahead and build on from that. We might be able to make a couple little pairs of earrings too, maybe, or, you know, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if these will really work on here. Oh, they actually do. Good. Okay, good deal. Sometimes these longer, skinnier ones don't want to like go on here at all. So let's put this let's do this little small greenish one here. Put that one on. And then maybe one of these like little frosty ones. This blue, do this frosty one again. We have some little onesies, so this is a little onesie one. Let's put this one on, and let's just slide that down. This is the fun part. It's like slide it down, slide it down. Okay, maybe that's gonna be, it's kind of a little pain when you're first starting out, but it ends up working out pretty well. And then if we're right here, let's do one of these really pretty crystals. And a couple small cubes. Let's do a couple small cubes. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do one of these. And then let's do our smaller crystal. Or maybe we should do some bead caps in between. Let's do this bead cap, this bigger crystal, and another bead cap, and the smaller one. And let's just let that slide down. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna just let it sit there because we'll smush all the rest down eventually. Let's do another one of these since we know they fit so well. We can do Let's do this small cube, this big green one, small cube, and another one of these. All right, let's slide this up all the way down. Let's see if we have like a full round. And now this is where it gets a little crazy, guys. I'm sorry if I'm like hurting your eyeballs, but we're just gonna kind of swirl it all down. There we go. Well, we almost have a full thing around. So let's maybe do this larger cube. Let's do another one of these green ones. And a larger cube again. And let's just bring it all the way down. All right, it's looking cute, looking real cute. All right, so now let's just take this one here, pop that one on there. Let's throw this on here and just slide that all the way down. I don't know if we're gonna really use any of the brown. I don't know, we'll have to see, because I already kind of used my color that I would use it with. So let's just put that one aside. Maybe we'll save that for like another project, and I'll throw those little cubes in with that too, and that little drop. All right. So now we have one full like little ring here. I know it's hard to see, sorry. And then let's put on something to kind of like space out the colors. We have this really pretty gold one. Let's do orange next. So if we're gonna do orange, we have these really pretty orange pearls. Let's do this. This is kind of a nice big chunky one. We can do that one next to it. And let's do another little orange pearl. And then it's kind of a cute little flower spacer. Let's put that on. All right, and we'll just kind of let it sit there. And let's continue on with the orange. We do have some orange and yellow tassels that we can use in this. I might be able to follow it up with the brown. Because I sure don't have a lot of pink left, do I? All right, so let's use, these hang like this. That's kind of fun. All right, so let's maybe do, I don't know, I'm having a hard time here. It's not that hard, Jode. Let's do this little orange guy. Let's do one of these little drops. Put one of these little clear spacers on. And do maybe another little drop here. And then let's grab another one of these orange beads. And let's just let that slide down. All the way down. If it gets stuck, help it out. And I think this is where we're gonna come time to put one of these like little tassels on. Let's maybe do, let's do this little orange one here. We're just gonna put these tassels on here and there throughout the bracelet because the tassels just kind of add to it. It just makes it fun. All right, so now that we have that, we have two of these. We have one of these pearls. Let's put one of these on, this little peach color. Let's put a little rhinestone-y guy on here. And let's do another one of these pearls. And then, whoop, another little rhinestone spacer. And. Yeah, there we go. And then let's You know, it's really funny that one day I was like desperately looking for tassels and I couldn't find them. And then like I said, these were like tucked in a drawer um, with some like other like things. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I totally forgot I even had these. It was been so long since I've seen them. All right, so let's use some of those little drops again because they're really cute. We're gonna put this little clear spacer on. We'll do our drop, one of these little clear seed beads. Let's do this orange one. Oops, first let's do a small orange one. And then we can do this one. That's pretty. Does that go with the pink? I think that goes with the pink. And then we need another one of these. Last little drop. And another one of these. All right, let's scoot all these down. Really, really cute. So this one, I might bring in this little brown one here. This one is the only one of those, and I think that would look really pretty with this. So let's go ahead and do like this guy next, if he fits on here. Yep, he'll go around. It might get stuck a little bit, but we'll help him out. Oh, that is that, isn't it? These are really pretty, really iridescent. And then let's do like this big juicy orange one and a bead cap. And then let's do this smaller one and then this little baby. Let's put on this yellow one. And then we need a little baby again. And this one, our bead cap, and this big one. Oops, I'm sorry guys for bumping the camera, making you seasick. All right, that looks cute. Look at this is what we have so far. It's very colorful, very happy. And it looks like I could probably maybe just put on like maybe one of like this spacer big gold bead here, and we'll just feed that right on. And just let it slide down all the way down. There we go. All right, we're gonna put these little orange ones off to the side. And then I think let's go with the dark blue because that one is really pretty too. So we have a couple of these. We only have one of those. We have two of those. Oh, that goes with this. Okay. We have some cubes. I didn't use very much from the dark blue, it looks like. Looks like I saved a lot of it. These little teeny tinies. All right, so let's take a look at our tassel placement. We're gonna wanna maybe do a couple, like a tassel over here on this side, because we're just gonna have them kind of everywhere on this bracelet. So let's go ahead and start doing some of this. We're gonna need, let's use one of these little teeny tiny blue ones. And then we can kind of go up from there. So let's use this one. Let's put a rhinestone spacer. No, we'll wait for that. Let's do this one. Let's do one of these. And then let's do our rhinestone spacer. And then our bigger one. And then our great big one. And then let's kind of repeat that back. we got one of these, and one of these little babies. And there we go. And let's see, so if we did a tassel here, then we can do another one over here. So let's do one of these little small leather ones. I'm just gonna feed that right on. And we'll do some more blue. It's just kind of wobbling. There we go. All right, so now let's do a smaller blue one. Let's do a cube, this blue, one of these, this one, and just build that back out again. And this, and this, and just let that fall all the way down. Okay, so now, let's see, where are all of our tassels? We could put another one here. Let's do this one here. And then we'll do some more blue. All right, let's finish up with this blue. And I think with that blue, we're gonna go ahead and bring in, maybe we can bring in some of this aqua too, just to kind of spread it out a little bit. We can definitely do that. So let's start with, this one is by itself, so we probably won't even use that. Let's start with this one. And then let's do this one. Let's do this little aqua one. And then we'll do the 3 little ones in a row. 1, 2, and 3. And then let's do our aqua bead, our faceted round, and our cube. All the way down. There we go. All right, let's pick this up and take a look at what we have. So this is really fun. Look at how bright and cheerful this is. This is gonna be fun to wear. All right, so basically what we have left is pink. Now I do have a couple beads here that I think would look really nice with it. So we're gonna bring those in. Those are from the brown ones. So we'll bring those in. I think we could probably use this one little guy here. We'll definitely use this. I don't think we're gonna use the leaves, but we can use these rhinestone spacers. And we probably won't use that one little single guy there. And then we'll use a leather tassel and a regular tassel. And we're still gonna have tassels left over, guys. And those, I'm not sure what I plan on doing with those yet. So here's this. Let's put this on here. Let's put the spacer on and send it all the way down, all the way down. And then let's do like one of these little pink crackle beads. Let's do this one going this way, this drop. These get stuck a little bit sometimes, so you gotta kind of help it out. Put this little rhinestone spacer on. Let's do one of these really magical looking beads. Let's put this on in between. Okay, now that one's not gonna wanna, oh, maybe it will. No, it's gonna get stuck. All right. Let's put these down because I do wanna see where I wanna kind of aim my tassel, or one of my tassels. Yeah, this one, it's the drop bead. Because of the length of it, it likes to get stuck going around. So we just help it out, get it to its home. All right, so we could definitely put one over here. So I think I want a bead to right about here. and then put a tassel on. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have that bead in the middle. We need one of these. We need this one to be going the opposite way. And then we need one of these little crackle beads. And let's send that down. This one's a little bit smoother going down. Okay, we just need to go a little bit further because I want it right about here. So if that's the case, then let's grab one of these. Let's do one of these bright pink ones. And then another one of these. Send it down. Okay, that's about perfect. Let's put this one on. And then let's do this other big pink one. And followed by this one. Kind of keep up with that little pattern I have there. There we go. That looks cute. Fix my little tassel. It's being all kind of a maniac there. There we go. And we're almost done. We just need to finish up with our pink beads and we are good, you guys. And I think if it comes over this far, I want to put the tassel at the end. So let's just go ahead and work on that real quick. So we have, let's see how many of these do we have. So if we do 3 of these, this one with this, and then one backwards like that, and then one going forward like that. Oh shoot, you guys, look what I just did. All right, let's let them drop instead of me trying to hold them with my hand. That's probably a good idea. All right, let them drop. There we go. And there. There. All right, spin these around, send them on down. Okay, cute. I like the little color chunking on here. This is gonna be really, really cute. And I think that it kind of ends up ending where my other one started at the bottom. So that kind of works out nice. So let's go ahead and put on let's do this guy here. And then let's put on one of these just to kind of space it out, a little clear seed bead there. And then the other one here. All right, let's slide it on down. And we got plenty of memory wire left to make another bracelet when we want to. Okay, so this is how fun it's gonna be. Look at how fun that is, you guys. It's so cute. All right, so we're gonna cut this right about here, okay? This is where it gets a little tricky. So let's cut it. All right, and we're gonna grab onto this end here because we don't wanna lose it. Just gonna hang on to it. Move that out of the way. Hanging on to it. We're gonna learn to do a lot of things one-handed here. We're gonna open up our E6000. Squirt a little bit onto our little thing here. Set that aside. Oh, I should have grabbed a piece of, oh, I think I got something right here. Hold on. All right, we're just gonna use this little scrap of wire. And I'm gonna pull some up. Okay, we're hanging on to this. I'm pushing everything this way. and we're just going to glob it on the end of our memory wire bracelet. There we go. I'm going to get one of our little things out. I should have had this out. I showed you guys what they look like, but I should have had it out. All right, and then we're going to find the hole of this little guy, which is here somewhere. There it is. And we're just going to plop them right on. And we're just, oh, see, I made it fall. Hold on one sec, guys. Maybe let's leave ourselves just a little more room. Let's like take that little gold guy out of there. We can put on this. Yeah, maybe I cut too much off. If you do that, it does tend to slide around, so you don't want to do that. But if we do this, okay, and then let's actually just pick this up and let's dip the end in that. Let's get some on there. We want a decent amount on it, okay? Just so that it kind of sticks, because when we set it down, we don't want it to do what it did. But if I made it too full and I cut the end too short, oh shoot, I just did that again. Jody, hang on to it. I'm gonna hang on to it like this and just make sure that end is on there, okay? Now that we have that, we're going to just set this down. We're gonna let it dry. I'm probably gonna let it dry for a few hours, and then I'll come back and we'll try it on, okay? But you're gonna leave yourself a little room, and this is probably more room than what I needed, but I didn't have enough room before. So it's gonna have a little space. When it dries, if we wanna hang something else there, we absolutely can. But I don't mind having a little space because everything kind of moves around freely then. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and just carefully let it go and just let it sit. All right, guys, I'll be back soon to show you how it turned out and try it on for you. I'll be back. Okay, friends, here it is. The glue's all dried and my little ends are on and they're not going anywhere. Look how much fun this is. It's like cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. I love it. It's so cute. All right, guys, I hope you had a good time with this one today. I know I did. It was a lot of fun. And I will link my Etsy shop if you're interested in finding the little end caps. I have some there. I do small little batches of them, so you don't have to buy like a big gigantic pack of them and find out you don't like it, or find out you do like it, and then you can go find a larger package if you want at another supplier. But I like to give you guys like small batch options. So there it is, and I'm so happy you guys came and hung out with me today. I hope you all have a most wonderful rest of your Sunday. I know mine's going to be winding down here as we start getting ready for the work week, which is super short because of the holiday. All right, everyone, sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you all again real soon. Bye.